Guillermo, again, said on our message boards, he said, oh, the dividing place is obvious. Anyone who reads the book should know that. So then we all argued for a long time, and still are, about where that obvious split is. Some very astute people, just to give an alternative to Cliff's pretty good idea, there's a character arc for Bilbo. He's, you know, afraid and doesn't know if he can go on the adventure. And then he becomes, not a man, but a hobbit. He grows up. And the point where that could happen in a film, if you wanted to create a character arc, is when he frees the dwarves. I hope everyone's read the book. It is...
You don't mean to be spoiling it.
Sorry to ruin it for you. He frees the dwarves from the elvish prison, puts them in barrels, and sends them down the river. He, not with anyone's help, on his own, not by luck, but by his intelligence and by his becoming a man-hobbit, liberates the dwarves and becomes in charge and frees them. And then that leaves us, Lake Town, and a little conflict there, and the gathering of armies, and the big problem of this enormous dragon that nobody could hope to slay. There's still a lot of film there. There's a whole other arc where Smaug would be the central problem.
This whole massacre by Smaug, I have a funny feeling we'll see plenty of the dragon in the first film, because it really does set up the story about why we're going there in the first place, right? But we'll see about that. The other thing that is going into the story is material from Appendix A, B, C, and D at the end of The Lord of the Rings. And that makes us wonder, are we going to see anything about Aragorn as a little tiny boy and how he's raised by Elrond in Rivendell when his mother dies? Who is going to show up at the White Council? Because Gandalf has to go to deal with, you know, the necromancer down in Mirkwood, and that means the reappearance of Galadriel and Saruman, and they're all going to get together, hopefully with Elrond, and decide what to do. And then we get to see Orlando Bloom show up. Is he going to be there? You know, we have a young prince. He's the son of Thranduil. Where will he be in the film? And what kind of dialogue is he going to have? I don't know yet. People have speculated, are we going to see anything about Balin attempting to go and retake Moria? And I don't think that will happen, because that happens well after The Hobbit is over. But we do have to see a lot of dwarven history and culture so we can explore their world in the Lonely Mountain.
By the way, GDT stands for Guillermo del Toro. I just realized that maybe we couldn't explain that. But he couldn't be here with us today, but he did send along with Richard, actually, a small message. And actually, a part of the message sort of harkens back to something in the beginning of this presentation. It's quite interesting.
So here's our video from Guillermo.
From the weapons room. And just a few feet from here, there are beautiful designs and maquettes for The Hobbit by the dozens and dozens and dozens, but that's not what you're going to see today. The only rumors we can discuss is Jeff Goldblum dying and Harrison Ford dying. Those are not true. Other than that, the rumors may continue for a while because we are close to giving you news, but not close enough to give them. I welcome you to Comic-Con, and I hope you have a great time.
Again, Guillermo was on our boards. You really do want to, check it out. It's some great reading. It's not just like, 1 or 2 sentence response. He's got paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of posts.
You would appreciate what he has to say, even if you weren't the director of The Hobbit. It's just good stuff. And he's not the only smart guy in the room. There's lots of people that are interesting and have excellent thoughts.
We have Mr. Richard Taylor here, creator and head of Weta Workshop, and hello, it's so good to have you here this morning.
It's wonderful to be here and see everyone again. This is my 8th year coming to Comic-Con, and every year we catch up. So we've made very close friends with many people in the room and many people that can't be here today. Some people now have become very, very dear friends of myself and my family, and have come down and and stayed with us for long lengths of time, and enjoyed hanging out in the Hobbit room, which we have in our house, and reading all the books, and playing with all the Toy Biz toys, and admiring all the Sideshow Weta collectibles that we have on display. And it's been a real pleasure for all of us at Weta to have the endorsement and the ongoing encouragement. Very busy couple of years. We've been on a number of films. Avatar, of course, is showing for the first time here at Comic-Con. The opportunity to work with the visionary director of James Cameron was beyond our wildest imaginings, and we thoroughly enjoyed having James down in New Zealand working for a number of months. We ultimately worked on the project for about 2.5 years at the workshop, but Weta Digital is still completely buried in the post-production of the film. I think it could be one of the most visually exciting movies ever to be made, and I'm filled with anticipation for it. Of course, also on Tintin. When we used to be a smaller workshop, my wife and I started our workshop in a space no bigger than the stage that we're sitting on. And when we had about 8 people working with us, if the phone rang, at that point I was sitting on a beer crate as my chair, so it changed a little bit. The running joke was someone would answer the phone, cover the mouthpiece, and go, "Richard, it's for you, it's Steven," meaning that Steven Spielberg is the greatest director we could aspire to work with. Today, the phone rings and we're called into meetings with Steven Spielberg, so it's quite bizarre how the world changes. And it's been the most incredible delight watching Peter and Steven engage at a creative level and being a part of that. We've also been working on District 9, which also Peter is here presenting this. Neil Blomkamp was intending to direct Halo, but sadly when Halo fell over, we quickly made the four short Halo movies that some of you may have seen on the internet. They came to us and said, if you can put together a Warthog, 20 suits of armour and about 30 guns in 6 weeks, we will make these short. So thankfully we were able to do that. But because of that, Peter managed to keep Neil in the country, and they went on and made this incredible movie which we shot down in South Africa. Daybreakers is two amazing brother directors from Australia, and this is a vampire movie that we worked on for about 1.5 years and soon to come out. Very exciting movie. I definitely keep an eye out for this one, those of you that love this genre of filmmaking. And Under the Mountain, from the director that brought us Black Sheep, a wonderful cult movie about things that New Zealanders do with sheep. And supposedly, and those that visit. And this is a wonderful movie based on a very famous New Zealand children's book called Under the Mountain, which I grew up on. Our children's television production company, which my wife and I run, called a company called Pukeko Pictures, another bizarre mouldy word named after a water bird. But Jane and the Dragon is our first show that we put out around the world, and that still plays here in America. And our new show is a steampunk show for preschoolers, designed by the same chap that brought Dr. Grawborts to the world. And these are Dotty Wat and Spotty Wat, the chaps in my pocket, and our two very dear little characters that we've created. And they hoon around in these little steam-powered chairs and their spaceship, and this is soon to play on American television. So if you've got littlies, they may well enjoy this. It's doing very well around the rest of the world. And then with our bronze casting foundry that we run with our very good friend Fred Tang out of China. we have created about 600 bronzes over the last 2 years, and this is the most monumental piece we've done to date outside of New Zealand, and this is a 12-foot tall, 2-ton piece for the Blizzard company that resides outside their building, and it's made out of 248 individually cast bronze components that had to be welded together, so this was a shit of a job, but incredibly enjoyable job, but what truly one of the most complex things we've ever tackled.